knowledge into your heads. You, she said, nodding toward Rosie. I suspect you have learned next to nothing in that school for urchins you have been attending in the village. Let me see just how deficient your education is. They spent the remainder of the morning on drills of spelling and arithmetic. A long ruler gripped in Lady Louisa's bony fingers as she pounded on the blackboard. She then handed each girl a book and instructed them to take turns reading aloud from it. Victoria's stomach churned. She hated reading aloud, and was embarrassed that Rosie should hear how halting her delivery was. In her nervousness, she stumbled even more than usual. When she finished, she sat back in awe as Rosie raced smoothly through the paragraph without one mistake. She couldn't stop herself from clapping her hands when Rosie finished. "Oh, well done, Rosie," she said. "Quiet, Victoria," said Lady Louisa. Sadie served lunch at 11 o'clock. Rosie, who had had no appetite for breakfast earlier in the day, now devoured the tiny ham sandwiches in front of her while Victoria bit daintily into hers. Rosie swallowed her milk in gulps and slapped the empty glass down on the table with a sigh. "Quiet, please," snapped Lady Louisa as she left the room. "I have a headache." "Sorry, ma'am, my lady," said Rosie. Victoria jumped up from the table and grabbed Rosie's hands. "Let's go and see my toys." They were still in the schoolroom, she reasoned, so she was not breaking her mamma's rules. She pulled Rosie toward the big cupboard in the corner of the room. "Would you like to see my dolls?" For the next half hour, Victoria pulled out every doll from the cupboard, telling Rosie their names and when she had received them. She took down a box that contained all manner of dolls' clothes, dresses and hats, and scarves of the finest material. "Come on, let's dress them up. Oh, it's so much fun to have someone to play with, Rosie." Rosie smiled for the first time that morning. The nursery clock chimed noon, and Lady Louisa returned. Rosie whispered to Victoria, "Can't we go outside for a minute? It's so stuffy in here." Victoria shook her head. "It's not allowed," she said. Lady Louisa, having evidently recovered from her headache, rapped on the blackboard for attention. "Now we will have some French conversation, shall we?" she announced. "You may join in if you wish," she added, looking at Rosie. Rosie blushed and sank lower into her chair. Victoria, on the other hand, clapped her hands in delight. Now it was her turn to show off to Rosie. She prattled back and forth with Lady Louisa, grinning at Rosie when she finished. Seeing Rosie's worried face, Victoria leaned over to her. "Don't worry, Rosie. I'll teach you French, and you can help me with my reading." There followed an hour of deportment and etiquette. Both girls giggled as they walked around the schoolroom, each balancing a book on her head. When 3 o'clock struck, Rosie made for the back stairs. Victoria got up to follow her. Only the sharp clap of Lady Louisa's hand stopped them. "I've never seen such appalling manners. Come back to your desks this minute, and wait until I dismiss you. And you should know better, Victoria. Just wait until I tell your father." "Please don't, Aunt Louisa, or he will send Rosie away." "Then you will do well to remember your manners in the future. You may go only when I tell you, and quietly, please. No running." Ignoring her command, Rosie got up and ran to the back door of the schoolroom, heading for the servants' stairs. Victoria, who did not dare move, called after her, but she did not turn around. Victoria's face fell. Why was Rosie so anxious to leave? She didn't even say goodbye. Could it be that Rosie didn't like her? The thought had never even occurred to her. Lady Louisa finally dismissed her, and she fought back tears as she walked over to the toy cupboard. Ignoring the pile of dolls which lay on the floor, she reached up and pulled out the blue and white toy boat that Rosie had rescued and cradled it against her. Later that same evening, after the family